we need to talk about property prices. The market has been so hot, not just in Brisbane, but across Australia. Perth, Adelaide, a lot of the regional markets, and the major capital cities like Melbourne and Sydney are still relatively unaffordable for the everyday Australian. What is going to happen to Australia's property market moving forward? And what is my point of view as to how you can get ahead as an everyday Australian looking to create wealth for yourself and your family? What can you do in this current environment? If we wind back the clock 5 years ago when I started the buyer's agency in 2020 and 2021, you could buy houses in Southeast Queensland, in Logan, for example, for around $400,000. Now, these exact same properties are now selling for $800,000, $900,000, up to $1 million. And that means we've seen a doubling in the last 5 years. When it comes to your own personal situation, you need to evaluate, what are you buying? If you're looking to invest in property or buy your own home, are you able to make those repayments, and can you create wealth for your future? And so even though we've had really strong growth, people were saying that houses were expensive 5 years ago. When we were buying those houses for $400,000, people were saying, oh, it's a little, my budget's a little tight. It always feels very expensive in that time. And I think we're in the same market here in Brisbane and Southeast Queensland in 2025. The market has been very, very competitive, particularly because of the government's 5% deposit scheme, which started on the 1st of October this year. But in saying that, people are looking at buying houses, and they've got what we're calling in our team price memory. And this price memory of, I could have bought for $400,000 or I could have bought for $600,000, this price memory of what prices were in years gone by stops people taking action moving forward. Now let's wind the clock forward another 5 years. So in 2020, you could buy those houses for $400,000. In 2025, those houses are now $800,000. Well, let's wind that clock to 2030 in Brisbane, for example, and where could those prices potentially be? And what will you be saying to your neighbor or your wife or your spouse around prices in 2030 when compared to 2025 today? That's my mindset. If I look at the trajectory, yes, you need to time the cycles. And that's the reason we're such a dominant Brisbane buyer's agent, is we're local area experts, and we specialize here in Southeast Queensland being a boots on the ground buyer's agent. And the reality is that I have around $8 million of property myself in this Southeast Queensland market because I believe so strongly in this next growth cycle. Now, we may have a crash. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the crash, because that's what people are always worried about. The truth is, if you're a 5% deposit holder and you are buying your first home and all of the debt is non-deductible, and you're not going to rent out rooms and you're not going to turn that property into an investment in the next 12 to 24 months, to me, that's probably not the smartest decision, because say you buy that $800,000 property with your 5% deposit, you're putting your $40,000 down, plus another $30,000 of closing costs. You've only got $40,000 of equity in that $800,000 property. Now, if you look at prices or crashes in Southeast Queensland, over the last 20 years, we've had about three crashes. And those have been between 1% and 10% roughly in terms of drops in property prices. Now, there's never been a 15, 20% crash in property prices because the Australian government is incentivized to prop up housing prices. Look at it. The government's giving out money. They're fueling demand side of the equation by pushing money into this first home deposit scheme. And they're not really fixing the supply side of the equation. They're not really fueling more houses to be constructed as much as they are holding up the established property market in those areas which are landlocked and can't be built out. So taking the perspective of, look at your own situation right now. If you're sitting in your seat, if you're in the car, if you're at the gym listening to this, take stock of where you are right now in 2025, but also don't have price memory of what's happened the last few years. Look at the trajectory of where prices might go. And in knowing that, we may have up to, say, a 10% crash. Now, I would rather buy property with the view of holding it for 3, 5, 7 years. 7 years is my magical number. And I want to hold that property for the long term. Now, I may sell after 4 years if I've had some great growth and use those funds to go and buy somewhere else. I did that with the Baby Queenslander, which was the first renovation series on this YouTube channel. Emily and I bought that property in 2020 and we sold it 2024 to buy or to do this raise and build project on my own home. And so if you're recycling the money out of deals, that's okay. But you've got to be aware of the macro cycles and the micro cycles in each of the property markets. Now, we're going to potentially be expanding our business to another major capital city, and I'm sure you can guess where that city is, and that will be an announcement for 2026. But wherever you're buying, whether it is Southeast Queensland, whether it's Melbourne or Sydney or Adelaide or Perth or one of the regional locations, look at where you think property prices will be based on the data and based off the qualitative factors of those areas in 2030. And so that's what I'm saying to clients on the ground right now as of October 2025. Don't be stuck thinking of what prices were 6 months ago, of what prices were 3 years ago, 6 years ago. Be thinking about if you can secure this asset based on the right property for the right price in the right location, and that's definitely tailored to your specific circumstances. If you can buy that right deal for you right now and it's going to get you where you want to go, then that's the right property for you to buy in this market. And because we all have limited borrowing capacity. I have limited borrowing power, even myself. Even those guys that have $30, $50 million property portfolios, everyone's relatively capped by what they can have in terms of serviceability. And so if you can only make one property purchase, say you go to the broker, you go to the bank, you have a chat with my mortgage broker at purposeproperty.com.au, click on mortgage broker and book in a chat with those guys. You sit down with the broker and they say the max borrowing power you've got is $900,000. So with that information, you need to make the right property decision. And yes, you could complain about the government. You could complain that they're fueling the demand side of the equation. You could talk, there's commentators out there talking about prices are too high. We're in a bubble. We're in a Ponzi. We are in a bubble. We are in a Ponzi. We've always been in one because the government is trying to ruin fiat currency slowly over time. That's what inflation is. They want that 2 to 3% inflation target band, which means your money's going to be worth less and less every year. One of the crazy recent statistics that's easy for me to conceptualize the loss of the value of the currency is that 10 years ago, $20 is now worth about $12 today. So if you had $20 10 years ago in 2015, that would be worth roughly about $12 in 2025. And that just shows you that has property really gone up or has the currency devalued significantly? And is our currency, given that the government is going to continue to spend, be in a deficit and fuel the established markets based on their current policies, that you should get into hard assets like real estate or shares or building your own business. And so that's really the reason I wanted to create this video today, is to give you that perspective on, yes, housing prices are crazy, but it's always relative to the current times. And if you can take the view that in 3, 5, 7 years time, that property will be worth more if you look at the fundamentals of land and location doing the heavy lifting, that's where you can make a confident investing decision today. And what I don't want you to do is stretch to your limit, be fully extended on your borrowing power, and then buy something in a new build area. That'd be a bad scenario to end up in. What we do in our Brisbane buyers agency at purposeproperty.com.au is we specialize in Southeast Queensland and potentially in another market in the new year. And the exciting thing about that is that we understand the data around these locations. So we look at the quantitative data around days on market, vacancy rates, incomes, and we're looking at the qualitative factors of where the train lines and the transport and the infrastructure and the schools are. Putting that together with that example of $900,000 budget, we've bought some recent deals with strata potential or drivable site access for granny flats or good quality areas and blue chip locations, which are going to be in demand from owner occupiers in the future. So take stock of your situation. And yes, you can complain about the economy or the markets or that things are all too expensive, or you can knuckle down, work hard, save your money, and try and build for the future. It doesn't feel like we're in a very fair property market anymore. And that's the truth. Prices have gone through the roof and they're going to continue to grow and compound. And that's the secret to wealth creation, is that compounding return once you can control the assets. I think Australia's major capital cities will be outpriced for the everyday family in 10 to 20 years' time. And we see that in more established economies. If you look at the USA, the UK, even parts of Europe, Canada, for example, their major capital cities are really unaffordable in those well-off locations, whether it's on the beachfront, like on the Gold Coast, for example. If you look at Brisbane, those inner city areas like New Farm and Tenerife, which are very landlocked. I'm in Greenslopes, for example, 3-4 kilometers south of the city. These inner city suburbs are very in demand from owner occupiers who are willing to pay more money for property in the future. And so I think what's going to happen with our major cities is the center locations will become more unaffordable, and we will end up with people who have to move out into the suburbs or have to move out into more regional towns to find more affordable property. So that's the takeaway of this video. We needed to talk about property prices and where they've been and where they're going. And I think you need to be aware of price memory and how you make your investing and property decisions as an owner-occupier moving forward. If you are looking for some help, I run a Brisbane buyers agency, so head over to purposeproperty.com.au. We share all of our fees on our website, our process, and you can book in a free chat with myself where we sit down and talk about your property circumstances and how we can help you secure that next property deal. So head over to purposeproperty.com.au for that. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I think this market in 2025 has been heated. We've definitely seen double-digit growth for our clients who've bought this year in the property market. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on Australia's market as a whole and where you see property prices going. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.